Asa Hutchinson, 2024 Republican presidential candidate and former Arkansas governor. Governor, you were at the fair yesterday and go back for your own fireside chat in the coming days. Good to have you on the program. Good to see you in focus. First of all, give me your take on where it sits in terms of Iowa's importance.
Well, Iowa is very important, Harris, and whenever you look at what Governor Reynolds said, she's exactly right. They're probably going to decide late. Right now, they're studying the candidates, the alternatives out there. They're looking forward to the debate, which is very important for their consideration. But Iowa is very engaged, and they're going to winnow the candidates. They don't always necessarily pick the one that's going to ultimately win, but they narrow the field. I recognize that. That's why I'm devoting time to there and looking forward to the debate as well, which will be a critical time to differentiate yourself from the other candidates.
Well, and I called it a fireside. It is a fair side, which I love it, the play on words, and it sounds like a lot of fun. Look, I want to talk with you about that debate now, that first RNC debate right here on Fox News, August 23rd. You haven't qualified yet fully, and the RNC has put forth, the parameters for that. As of now, 5 candidates have qualified for the first debate, which means polling, fundraising, and a signed pledge that you will support anyone who turns out to be the Republican candidate. Vivek Ramaswamy, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Doug Pergam, Tim Scott have taken that pledge and met the other criteria. Donald Trump, Chris Christie, Mike Pence have yet to sign that pledge. Francis Suarez has only met the fundraising criteria, and you have only met the polling criteria. Tell me about the journey ahead, and are you going to sign the pledge?
Well, first of all, we intend to be on the debate stage. Yesterday, we had over 2,000 new donors in one day, so we're on target to make it. I need everybody's help. It's asa2024.com, and $1 counts to get me on the debate stage. What's interesting about the debate is it looks like Donald Trump is going to be precluded from participating because he has refused to sign the debate pledge and has indicated he won't do that. So it'll be an interesting time. I think it'll be just as an exciting debate about serious policy issues that face our country, and it'll probably be more focused. So we intend to be there. In terms of the pledge, I think everybody's looking at they're going to be the nominee of the party. They're going to be able to sign the pledge. I expect to sign it as well. We need to pull together to make sure we can win in November of 2024.
You mentioned Donald Trump and him refusing to sign the pledge. I want to read something to you that came. It's an op-ed that came to us. It's a new GOP pledge, calling it a trap. Here's a quote. If Trump refuses to sign and the RNC bans him from debates, then the party has banished its leading candidate. If Trump refuses to sign and the RNC relents and lets him participate, then the RNC will forfeit any authority it has over the process. It's a terrible choice. That's from the Washington Examiner. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I agree. It's not a good choice. The whole idea of the pledge is a bad idea. We should support the nominee of the party, but we shouldn't be signing blind pledges that are meaningless to it. Obviously, Donald Trump indicates that it is meaningless.
Well, let me ask you why you particularly have said that it's meaningless, because one of the things that the left does so well is they get around that candidate in the end. And the Republicans have not done that as such, at least it hasn't been as effective as it is on the left. So are you saying that no matter who it would turn out to be, as a Republican, you wouldn't support the Republican who might go to the White House?
I've always supported the Republican nominee. I have fought hard in Arkansas building the Republican Party. But we have also fought against a pledge. And so the pledge is just, it doesn't help us bring in independents and suburban voters. And so we need to make sure we can broaden the tent, not narrow it. We have always come together in varying ways, but this year is more challenging than ever before because Trump has indicated he's not going to support some of the nominees, and so they're holding back on it. Let's see how it develops.
All right.
But I expect to be able to support the nominee.
Okay. You kind of dodged my question. If it's Trump, would you back him?
Well, let's. I don't expect it to be Trump, and so it shouldn't be a challenge for us.
Okay, I got it. Politico had some nice things to say about you, and they said the history of this, you were the one to beat before Donald Trump came along. And in a piece entitled "The Totally Not Boring Story of the Most Normal Republican Presidential Candidate." But here's a quote from it now. Hutchinson has struggled amid the shifting sands of his party. While policy-wise, he remains mostly in lockstep. As governor, he signed one of the country's strictest abortion bans. He lacks the fire-breathing troll, the libs ethos that animates much of the modern GOP. What do you make of it?
Well, I think that's a challenge that we face. This election will define the future of the Republican Party. And I don't believe that Donald Trump will define the future of the Republican Party in a way that is consistent with the principles that have been so historic of a limited government, of a strong leadership role that the United States plays. And so it's really about who's a conservative, but also who can lead effectively and not bring us into chaos, and that can bring our country not necessarily together, but at least united around the common set of principles and values, and not to further that divide. So this is an important time in our country, and I think that article articulated that I'm fighting for a Republican Party that believes in those principles of Reagan, of Lincoln, that of opportunity that can bring people into our party. People want to come in for our economic growth principles.
If you don't make the first debate, will you stay in and try to get to the second in September real quick?
Sure. You know, if there's some reason we can't make the first debate, we can make the second debate. But let me assure you, with everyone's help, we will be there on that first debate. I think my voice is important. Are
you closer to the 40,000 donations or donors that you need?
We're closer to it. We're not there yet, but we've got, what, 9 days left. And so we're on target to make it if everybody jumps in there and helps out.
Asa Hutchinson, thank you so very much. I know you spoke yesterday, and you'll be back for the Fair Side chat in a couple of days in Iowa. Good to see you.
Thank you, Harris.
Thank you.